Welcome on, people. It's Mr. back again with the last review show of the season in the league. I hope everyone's fit and well. And as you know, it ended 4-1, Nottingham Forest 1. What I'll say, points, but as you know, it's cemented playoffs and it's confirmed we have got Sheff United in the playoffs. How's everyone feeling about the draw? Comment below, and I'll get everyone's reactions. Before we do get the panel in, if you are new to the channel, please do hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. I am so close to 7K, so if you can, please do hit the subscribe button. It will help me a lot. And like I said, comment below, people, how you feeling about today's game, Forest related stuff, about Forest season, blah blah blah. We'll talk about it. Right, let's get the panel in. We'll start with Mr. Megaphone Man, Lee. How you doing, Lee?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy, Larry.
Yeah, you're not tired after today?
Oh, dude, as everyone knows, I like to have a power nap before I go to the games. So, you,
I'm good.
so good. Next, we've got the legend Mullo. How you doing, Mullo? Mullo, how you doing?
Internet just froze here. Sorry.
Oh, shocking
Nightmare.
behaviour.
Yeah, all good. All good. Thank you.
Yeah,
enjoyed the game and the day.
And last but not least, we've got the Welsh wizard, Stephen. How you doing, Steve?
Yeah, all good, Ben. Hope you're keeping well, mate.
Good. But like I said, we've got 1-1 draw. Like I said, we're going to talk about the game. We'll start with you. You know what? I'm sorry, Molly, you went to the game. And we'll start with the lineup. Like, we made 8 changes today. Do you think it was good that we changed all the 8 players?
I think sensible, to be fair. There's lots of niggles, I think, with little knocks. And, Ryan Yates would play more than happily with a dodgy shoulder or a broken leg or whatever. I think sensible changes. I thought, obviously, it upset the rhythm, as you'd expect. Took us a while to get going. Without those 2 superb defenders, obviously, I think it's harsh to say, but I thought Figs reverted to type today. He was a bit shambolic, to be fair. So yeah, I thought it was sensible, easy draw. Could have possibly won it, but personally, I wanted Sheffield United, so I was quite glad it was a draw in the end.
Next, Lee, was you happy with the changes?
Yeah, because it's a sensible thing to do. We're tired. You could see second half at Bournemouth, we were flat. The energy had just gone. So for me, I said to you guys, didn't I, that he'll make a lot of changes. And we thought, mate, he's not really a tinker man, and they do 1 or 2. But some were enforced, I think. Others were just because the players were tired. You know what I mean? Some was knocked. So I'm happy with it. We were guaranteed a playoff spot, so it didn't really matter, did
it? Stephen, we brought in Panzo making his debut, and I personally thought he wasn't too bad to replace. How do you think he felt today?
I'd probably give him close to man of the match, to be honest with you. He looks an athlete anyway, to be fair to him. He looks a decent player. And coming back to the selection, I probably would have made more changes. It's saying that, like Lee just said, we're in the playoffs. I would have probably played Ojeda instead of Garner. And I probably would have played Embersow instead of Worrell and put Horvath in goals. Why not? I think we should. Worrell looked tired. I think the more the game went on, he just looked like a tired man. Garner, again, I would have wrapped him up in cotton wool. I know, obviously, he didn't come off injured, nothing. But yeah, I perhaps I would have gone even further and made more changes myself because, like we all said, we're all in the playoffs anyway. If we had lost it with more changes, we would have ended up in the same position anyway because Huddersfield won. So, but coming back to Panzo, I thought he played quite well, seeing that he's never played in the first team. I'm sure we'll get to the other players in a minute, but yeah, Panzo looked a decent player, to be honest with you.
Molo, Richard Lero, he made his first start today, and you know what? I thought he wasn't too bad, to be fair. I know it's a massive change to Spence, but to be fair, I personally thought he was all right. How did you feel he felt today?
I thought he did steady. You can tell he's not played in this type of football. Whenever he's come on, he's looked quite keen to get forward, almost a bit too keen to get forward, if that makes sense. little bit ropey defensively, physically, but that'll come, I think, because he's clearly an athlete and he can play and he can pass. So, yeah, I think I certainly wish we'd had him right at the start of the season when we had no right back. But what I will say, he did his job and he did okay. But when Spence came on, the difference was immense. It made you realise just how good Spence is. You could see where we were sitting. We were looking down there, left-hand side, our right-hand side. And a way I'll describe it, and I know he's done this a few times this year, with Spence, it's like an adult or an under-16 playing with a bunch of under-11 sometimes. He's that much more athletic and quick and physical. But I thought they did well. Hull were absolutely crap, weren't they? If we'd had a full team out, we'd have hammered them. Yeah. And it was a silly... I didn't even see the goal because I was busy having some banter with our friends at the left-hand side of us.
Don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. I've never seen someone celebrate a draw like that before, but we'll get back later. We'll talk about that later on.
Yeah, I know. But no, I thought he did okay. There's I think there's clearly a lot of potential there. He could be a very, very decent.
I think it's a confidence thing with him. He just needs a bit more game time.
If you need him in that now, just go out and very settled.
Don't you think?
I think we were
confident.
Because when he gets to goal, he passes it to someone else rather than take the player on at the minute. He's not quite there yet, is it? I think it'll come. He can clearly do it. I just think it's a confidence thing. He's trying not to make mistakes to get a place in the team, isn't it?
I'll ask you, Lee. Like, I know it's a massive ask. Like I said, Bob mentioned when Spence come on, it was a massive difference. And Richard Lera came on. And do you think he's the man to replace Spence, or?
Well, we're going up, aren't we? So we're going to sign Spence, so we don't need to replace him.
Love your confidence, Lee. Love it.
On the left side. Put him on the left side. That's fine.
Oh, loving it. Well, that's you, Stephen. Like Joe Lolly, I can't believe he played left wing back. I can't believe it. And to be fair, he wasn't that bad, was he, Steve?
First half, he was our best player, I think. First half, what I saw on TV, obviously you boys at the game, you see the game slightly different to what, different angles and stuff. But from the first half, he was probably our best player, our biggest threat on that side, I think. Coming back to Larea quickly, he did leave Joe Worrell exposed a lot in the first 25 minutes, I found. Like he was pushing so high up the pitch. But again, that will come in time. But coming back to Lolly, I thought he just fitted in all right. I think it's a good thing to have where, if his callback is not with it in these playoff games, maybe, Lolly can come in there in the second half, But yeah, I think he's ever played there for us at left wing back. Is he, Lolly?
He's never played there. He's never played there. No.
But to be fair, going to the other side with Larea, he did have a good play up against him in that Potter lad. So, he had a bit of a test. Like, what's his name again? Molo, yeah?
Molo,
yeah. Molo, yeah. Like Molo said, they weren't the best team, but that's the only threat they really had through him. And with the goal, I didn't even see it. My stream froze after the penalty. And then I reset it. It was 1-1. I was like, what? What's going on? Like, that's the Old Forest. Like, what are we doing?
It was a fluke. That's what it was.
I haven't seen it yet. Was it looped over Saba's head or something?
No. Someone crossed it. I think their right back crossed it in. And it was a cross. It wasn't a shot. And I think Samba just misjudged it. And he just went past him, but it was. Listen to me, if any Hull fans thought that was a shot, it wasn't a shot. It was just a fluke. But it is what it is. Marlo, I'm talking about another player that started again, Cafu, and from where I was sitting, I thought he was all right. He wasn't great. I think we definitely miss Yates in that mid. But how do you think Cafu played?
He's a funny one, isn't he? Because he looks like he should be a really, really top player because he's got a lovely touch. The way he can turn on the ball in midfield, really makes a yard of space for himself. But despite that, he don't really impact the game, and he struggles a little bit. No, that's perhaps unfair. Physically, obviously, he's not like Yates, but then who is? I really like Cafu, and he's one of them. I think he should be more effective than he is in the game. He doesn't do anything wrong. I think he gave the ball away once or twice, like a midfielder sometimes does. But he's just got such a silky touch and turn, and you just think with all that, he should be having a bigger impact on the game. But one thing I'd say about him, and I wonder if this is why he's never quite kicked on at any club he's been at to be top level, he lacks that initial sort of explosive burst of pace. He's quite pedestrian, isn't he? And I don't mean that horribly. He's not blessed with a lot of pace, shall we say? But I thought he had a steady game against a nothingness team like Hull, so you can't knock him. In a thrown together team, I thought he did okay. I don't think anyone had a bad game, but nobody was particularly amazing. It was just one of those days, wasn't it? Where it just I think the whole game, even like in the away end, you never get outsung by home fans, especially Muppets like Hull, who are just a little nowhere club with more seats than they've got supporters. And they were giving out, Forest gives a song, which I think it was a reflection on. It meant more to them on the day than it did to us. It was just like this was supposed to be our big promotion party, if you like, a chance of going up, and obviously all went flat. Yeah, I think I'm going to say something controversial now, but I mean, anyone who sent their tickets back after Tuesday night should be dropped down the list for playoff tickets. That's one thing that really annoys me.
Don't get me started. That's something that I'm going to talk about later, because I have my piece about that later, because I'm not going to beat the bush with it. Like, my channel is about having an opinion, not telling people don't say what to say. I'm going to have my say. People, you have your say as well. That's something that I will talk about when I get there, because, don't rally me with Marlon, because I was angry, but it's something that we can talk about later. Lee, both Martin and Silva had a chance up front. Did they impress you?
Not really. If you want me to be honest, not really. But I suppose it kind of went with the game. It was almost like a training ground game, weren't it? It weren't till we put, like, say, Jono, Spence, and whoever else it was. Come on, I can't remember.
Storage.
Yes, Storage. It actually livened up a bit. I was a bit bored with it today, but obviously
I was
on my phone and watching it at the same time. One of them, but you could tell it was the end of the season game. We knew we was in the playoffs. I think we was kind of half listening in at the other scores, and that's why we then stepped it up to try and get third, didn't we? You know what I mean? It was just, I weren't that impressed with him, to be honest. Like Silva, he won't score while I'm still alive. I'm sorry, he just won't. Like, I've got about 40 years left of my life, and he won't score in that time. You know what I mean? He can't hit a barn door. He's got pace, but he's got nothing else with it, has it? Bless him.
Movement is shocking as well.
Don't get me wrong. If you want to see the game out and you want some legs to replace tired legs and wear the opposition down a bit, by all means, throw them on. But
I think I get that, because I think we definitely missed a player like Sturridge or Davis. If we played one of them two alongside either Mighton or Silva, I think it would go on the best, because we wasn't, like Marlon, we wasn't doing as much long balls as we trying to get through Zinc. But it wasn't that game.
We played a bit of football. No, it's just like, I think, you hit the nail on the head as well. What you said about it was like flat, wasn't it? But I did think, and I know second half he got bullied a bit. I thought we started to see again what Mighton could offer once he develops. A couple of his turns, and what he does when he turns a player and he looks like he's got fouled a couple of times. he's got that unbelievable burst of pace to then get the ball. I think in a team that's functioning well, like when he came on at Swansea, I think he's going to be. I know I get brickbats for this. Not every player comes in and rips up the league at age 20 like Jono does. I think he's going to be a very, very good player in his own right. But in that team today, there were times when he was being bullied. To be fair, after a few of his turns early on, they started to get two men on him, didn't they, when he got the ball? And sometimes even in the second half, they were three round him. And I thought they obviously know what he's capable of. But I think it was good for him to get a run out. And I think if, God forbid, if we're in this division next year, I think he'll be an important player for us. I really do. Develop into that next level, because we're probably going to lose Johnson. But if we go up, he needs a championship loan where he's going to play. He showed something, whereas Silva showed absolutely nothing.
I think with Myton, I think everyone has their opinion about Myton, and he needs a full season like Jono. He had that at Lincoln, and we know what Jono did. And I think with Alex, he's not playing as much games for Forest, and you can't blame Cooper for that because we've been fantastic since Cooper's in. So
and he's been injured.
He's been injured as well,
injury, didn't he?
So I think you can't.
Annoys me though. I've got something that annoys me because he's a young lad who is going to learn his trade to be a really good player, and have all these idiots acting like he's the finished article and criticising him when he doesn't have a great game. Don't get me wrong. You can say, "Oh, he struggled today," but if people that can't see the potential that lad has got know nothing about football. I'm not saying he's going to win every game for us next season or anything like that, but I'll sit here in 2 or 3 years' time saying, I told you Alex Myton, just like I said about Yates a couple of years ago, I'll say, I told you Alex Myton will be a really good player. I mean, he's a good player, but he's not playing regularly for obvious reasons, injury and everything else. And once he gets a run in a side, whether that be us in the Championship or another team, he'll become a top player. I really believe that.
There's nice two people. There's nice two people in. Thank you for everyone for watching this, and much appreciated as well. If you want to watch any questions, people put a comment below. And if you are new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button as well. Please hit the like button as well. And took any questions about Forest. Talk about it. Are you happy with Forest's performance today? You're not? Put a comment below as well. Right, Steve. Cooper brought on the Jono and Sturridge, as well as Spence. And do you think, like I said, it was nothing. It was a nothing game. But do you think it was right for them to come on?
Yeah, because I think Lee just touched on it. I think in the background, I think word was getting back about the other scores. Because did you notice that it just a little bit of urgency just came into it in the middle of the second half? I think word got around like Sheff United are thrashing Fulham, Middlesbrough are out of the equation, and then it was like Luton had got that goal against Reading, and it was just like, right. So they may have looked at it and gone, we won third, and had this feeling we're obviously winning. So it was kept on reshuffling all the time, you know. But coming back to the team selection, it just showed, didn't it, really, today? The team was thrown together, you know, players lack sharpness, fitness. You could just tell they were just like, right, it's like names in a hat almost, wasn't it? You know, it reminded me a bit of, you know, the way Garner stuck out. It was almost like he was like another level to, no offense to the players around him, but he was kind of like another level above. His train of thought was a little bit quicker, and the other players who haven't played that much just couldn't keep up with it. And that's no offense to all the squad players, because they all, you know, they all did their best, but it just showed today. And you know, Dylan mentioned in our group earlier about the selection that Cooper's had since he's come in. Now, I don't know what you all think about this, and have a discussion about it. Is that are you a lover of consistency in a team, or are you happy with swapping changes? Now, for me, I'd rather consistency, because the biggest criticism I ever had of Billy Davis, which he was a great manager, but as he showed in the latter end of them playoff seasons, he changed the team too many times. He didn't go with his strongest 11. He kept on playing with like McGoldrick one week, then Earnshaw 1 week. He didn't keep the same.
In the playoffs, like in the playoffs.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Like, you know, he didn't play Earnshaw in some of them games. You know, he should have started him and so on. And I think Cooper, maybe the only downside of it is going with consistency, as we found out now that like Lee has touched on, the players look tired. So again, that's why we should have this debate. What is the key to it? I just hope the players don't. I think that's the only thing we found out on Tuesday against Bournemouth. The second half, they picked the intensity up, and our lads just looked knackered. They just looked out of their feet. I think it just, you could see all the effort they put in the FA Cup games, all them games we battered teams, and it just felt like the boys were like, we've hit the wall.
I think I get what you mean. Like, people are in the comments, do you agree with what Stephen said? I think I get what you mean. Like, I think let me use an example with, I think it was Aston Villa with Dean Smith. I think he won 10 games in a row, and you've got to be consistent. But when you talk about the second half against Bournemouth, when I watched the game, you can tell like players like Ryan Yates, he was getting knackered. You can tell he was getting tired. I think as well, like with players like McKenna as well. I think he's getting tired. I mean, as we know, McKenna's been fantastic for us, and Ryan Yates, everyone's been fantastic for us. But when we've got, like I mentioned, Panzo as well. Panzo, for me, I think he played good today, but he's not going to replace McKenna. There's no chance. There's no chance. He's not going to play. But you got to give due to Cooper. He brought Panzo in, 60 minutes of good football. But like I said, people in the comments, what do you think? Do you think it was right for Cooper to change team? I don't know. When I use Lee, I saw on social media people like, again, people may not Brennan Johnson, quiet, blah blah blah, this and that.
He hardly played any of the game, to be honest. Did he? He didn't have a lot of time. To be honest, I was disappointed we didn't see Mbe So play some. I don't know what's going on there.
I know
I would have played him instead of Worrell.
I'd have even took Figs off and put him on. You know what I mean? He's a good player. Or like you say, Worrell. Yeah. If we, regardless if we go up or we go down, I'd like to see us sign that Lewis Potter for the left
player. And that's why he was afraid. And you mentioned Joe Worrell. The first off, I don't know if Molly noticed. I think it was the first half an hour, Worrell was getting absolutely murdered by him. And do you think he's a type of player that we could have if Johnson goes? I rate him.
He'd be quite a bit of money, mind. Hull wouldn't get rid of him. He'd be a bit of coin, I think.
Yeah, but I think he's apparently, I heard today, he's been having a bit of a mardy over his contract and stuff. I don't think he's got, that
was last year, I think.
Yeah,
I think the contract was a year ago when he kicked off.
So imagine if we go up, we sign Spence, then get him for the left wing back position. That'll be immense.
By the looks of it, he is going, because the Hull, my stream went from the Forest side to the Hull commentary halfway through the game, and they said they shouldn't have started him because they were worried that if he got injured today, his value would have gone down. So looks like he is going to go. So
I'm just looking for the comments. This is from Glenn. How you doing, my friend Glenn? Even lads, glad we made changes and we revisit the first vital first team players. Love the intent from Cooper after 6 minutes. They wanted to end the season with a win. Shame that we're going to hold on and win. And as well, I'm actually Molo. Like I said, we wasn't winning 1-0. We thought the game was comfortable, and Hull they scored a fluke goal. But like I said, I'm going to mention later on about Sheffield United and blah blah. But it is what it is, Molo. Like I said, it was just a goal that it caught Sam out. No, it wanted it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, thinking about what it was, I agree in consistency in the team. I think Cooper's shown that all season, but today was a nothing game that didn't matter. What's more important is the likes of Yates, Colback, whoever is carrying these little knocks, recovering, ready for next week. And I see the Bournemouth game slightly different to other people in that second. I don't think it was we looked tired. I think they made us tired. Because as much as it was horrible to lose after what happened in the first half, we were chasing shadows in the second half. And there's nothing worse for a football pitch when you don't get any of the ball. When it comes to you, you're too knackered to do anything with it. And I think that was the issue. I don't know what people said. I thought when Johnson and Spence were on together for that period today, I thought Johnson, they ripped them apart.
That's why I'm confused.
the whole tempo changed, Mollo. The whole
100%.
tempo lifted,
100%.
Yeah.
and it was
Jono
it worked till they come on. The game got interesting. I've got to be honest.
Yeah.
The tempo.
Jono looked a class apart to when their side of that pitch could do nothing. There were a couple made to like along the sideline where he almost got himself through. He did get through a couple of times. Had a left foot shot that he scuffed. He put the ball in. Surridge was a handful, and then that was so funny. You could see that penalty coming a mile off, couldn't you? When the ball come to him, you could see Surridge running in behind him, took the ball, and he still took him out. It was the most brain dead, hilarious penalty I've seen in a long while.
Surprised we got it.
Yeah,
Huddleston.
I think
Huddleston was
gut,
playing
I think it was
in
his
slow
gut that
motion.
tripped him. I think it was his belly. Sorry, just saying Huddleston's belly tripped him, I think.
It was hilarious. I think was that why they sent him on. Huh? Yeah, it was massive. But to be fair, he came on. He had to throw his kebab off, didn't he? Because he come on. But it was funny. But I think today's game was an absolute nothing game. You know, it would have been nice to win, but I'm actually glad we've ended up with Sheffield United because at least we get 3,000 tickets instead of 250 or whatever rubbish Luton give out. And I think that's important. I don't think we fear anyone in the playoffs. I think the best team in the playoffs are, well, I'd say us, but Huddersfield, because they're the team that have finished third in the end of the day, and fair play to them. They're the ones I expect us to play in the final if we get through, which I think we will. Sheffield United, all they've got going for them is an awful lot of experience that we should have. If we play reasonably well, we've got the legs to overrun them like we did when I know we only drew up there, but we absolutely murdered them, didn't we? So they've got nothing to worry about. And I think he did exactly the right thing today with all the changes and sending on the subs for the last 15, 20 minutes. I thought it was a spot-on game plan that almost worked for a win, but actually the draw's not a problem. The only worry is it reminds me of a few years ago when Paul Hart made all the changes and we played Rotherham last game of the season.
2-2.
Yeah, and it was a nothing game, and we thought, oh, that's good, everyone's had a rest, and then it didn't quite go our way in the playoffs against this lot. But we owe them.
Yeah.
They still go on about that 13 or how many years ago it was.
This is what I want to talk about.
I'm looking forward to some payback.
Match them at their ground, batter them at our ground.
And this is what I want to talk about. I said, before we get to that, we'll make it short and sweet about the whole game. People, who was your man of the match today? I'll ask the panel, make it quick. Marla, who was your man of the match today?
Over the 90 minutes, I'd probably have to go Jimmy Garner. First half, I thought Lolly, but Jimmy Garner for the 90 minutes probably.
Stephen?
Yep, I echo that. Lolly first half, and then Jimmy Garner. Yeah, he just tried his best, and he tried to make things happen.
Last but not least, Lee.
Yeah, I can't argue with the other two. Probably Garner. It weren't really an outstanding game to pick an outstanding player, was it? It was a bit of an end of season game. Yeah.
I like, you know what?
When he came on.
I like, no fair, like Jimmy Garner, he was good, but I like Panzo.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Panzo as well, yeah.
Panzo was played all right.
Probably, Ben, the reason why Panzo, purely because he hasn't played first-team football for us. I think that's why he stood out more. He impressed us more, I think, in that regards.
Looked calm, didn't he?
Yeah.
He
looked like a Spence kind of player in that shape, athletic, get around the pitch, fast. Yeah.
Comfortable on the ball, I thought. Yeah. He's another one that we know Cooper, if she stays long enough, not him, I'm talking about Panzo, Cooper will develop hopefully into another really good player.
Yeah.
1,000%. Right. So that's the end of discussion about Hull. And as everyone knows, we've got Sheffield United.
And the fans.
Don't talk about the Hull fans. You're about Hull or Sheffield United fans?
The Hull fans.
Both of them. But as you know, as everyone knows, I've been so vocal about I wanted Sheffield United in the playoffs. People in the comments, are you happy about the draw? I'm happy. Let's start with you, Molo. Are you happy with the Sheffield United draw?
100%. We can beat them. We owe them. They have 3,000 trickies there, just over. So it'll be, all the people who deserve tickets will get them. And Saturday better than a Friday night. So no complaints from me. I wasn't scared of Luton as a team. I just didn't want to go to that poxy little ground, rubbish football match where we'd probably get a draw down there and then beat them up here. But with no supporters. I think it's the best draw for us. Hopefully we'll win it, but I know we can win it. That's the other thing. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Don't fear anyone.
Lee, are you happy with Sheff United?
Personally, I wanted Luton because after that game left a bit of a bitter pill in my mouth, if I'm honest. I wanted us to just go and absolutely murder them. That's what I wanted, but it is what it is. I mean, can we do Sheffield United? Of course we can. We match them at their ground. We hammered them last time, but obviously every game's different. But if we match them at their ground, we need, when we come down here, all the fans need to get behind them, be the 12th man, even if the refs are twat like they are sometimes. Well, all the time. We've got to be the 12th man, get behind them, and we'll do it and get to the final. It's that simple. It's in our own hands. I think these playoffs, we've never really gone into a playoff, I don't think, thinking this is in our own hands. This time I do. This is how I feel. If we play how we did against Leicester, against Arsenal, Liverpool, just in that cup run, that alone, if we get that form, I can't see anyone stopping us. Not really. Get Davis back, obviously. We need Davis back.
100%. Stephen, are you happy with the Sheff United draw?
You know how I feel, Ben, about Sheffield United. I got mixed emotions about playing these, right? Because obviously, like I said before we went on air, right? This is either going to bring back 20 years of bad memories, right, at that dump of a ground, or I can't stand Sheffield United, or as you can tell, or we're going to get payback on them because back in 2003, playing that horrible team against a horrible manager, the way we went out, it could come 20 years full circle, right? Because that year we should have gone up, I think, under Paul Hart, and that team. Well, it's just like I said. I hope we go there, get a result. If take them back to the City Ground, we can beat anyone at that place, right? That's what's giving me confidence is going back to our ground. Now, if it was flipped, I'd be a bit worried going to their place. Going back, obviously, bringing up them bad memories, but that's why I just got mixed emotions playing these because again, they're just a horrible team. I just don't like them. Full stop.
Me too.
No offense to any Sheffield United fans out there, but I just don't like your club.
I know lots of offence to Sheffield United fans. Can't stand
Lots
them.
of offence. Lots of offence. Wait. To be all right, let me get. I got Johnny from Sean. Is it Sean View? I like him. The rest of them can.
I think. Do you know what it is? Neil Warnock, right, left us such a stink on our club. It stinks of a Warnock club, doesn't it? It just stinks of it. It just does. I've had a few Sheffield Wednesday fans tell me in the last couple of weeks, I hope you get the blunts and I hope you thrash them. I think it's just, what I'm liking now, right? I don't know if you boys have had the same. I've seen a lot more neutrals. They want Forest to go up. I think they want us to go up. I think it's our time. Like Lee said, it's in our own hands. I never know.
Injured, isn't it? He's the one who normally got up against us.
Do you know what? Sorry, Lee. A tweet I saw earlier, right, is a good point actually. Maybe not playing Luton is a good. Not playing Luton is a good thing because Luton could have been a Yeovil or a Blackpool banana skin. Because we could have just turned up and gone right. Like we did against Yeovil and Blackpool, we just turned these over. So maybe against more an intensity game against Sheffield United would suit us more than just thinking. No, not just saying we would, but maybe we just turn up against Luton thinking we just turn them over, but. If we slipped up against them, can you imagine that little rat, Nathan Jones, on the sideline? You know what I mean?
That's why I wanted to play him and smash him just to show.
Oh, Lee, if we get him in that final, right, I hope we do a Fulham and just thump him 7-0. I just hope. Bye-bye.
No.
Do you know what, right? I hope we do, purely because that little rat got manager of the year, and our lad, Cooper, the main man, could walk off with nothing and he could get us up. Just don't give
Fulham manager should have got manager of the year. They've been the best team in the division.
But the thing is, Molo, right?
He shouldn't have got it ahead of Cooper. It's funny though, he got it and then they lost 7-0.
If Cooper gets us up, right, I would put him or Eddie Howe as manager of the year, right? End of. Not Nathan Jones.
I'm just going through the comments. I've got a super chat as well from Splash. Hi guys, better to play them over 2 legs than Huddersfield or Luton at Wembley, and we would hammer them both. Shout out for thank you for the £4.49 as well. Much appreciate for that. If you want to do any super chats, people, please help me out with my channel. Another question from Glenn. Agree with Mollo. Don't fear anyone. A lot of positive. Spence able to play 3 games. Makeda and rest is rested. Back next. Manop, Panzer and Lorea. And good minutes. Bring on the blunts. And you know what? Mollo mentioned this, and I got upset about Forest fans giving hall tickets back. That really cheesed me off. And if you're any Forest fans, and you can get upset with me if you want, if people did do it, and people have their own opinion about why they didn't and why they did that. That's all right. But if you're sending your tickets back for the whole, don't expect to go to Sheff United, because we've been fantastic so far this season, and it's something that Forest fans something that can remember. I've never seen so many Forest fans get upset saying, "If I had, I'm not going Hull, but I'm still going I'm going Sheff United." It's embarrassing. Molly, what you mentioned it, Molly? How do you feel about it? And people in the comments, how do you feel about it as well? Do you think it's embarrassing?
I think, unless obviously extreme circumstances, if people got ill or whatever, I don't mean that. I just mean the people who got up on Wednesday morning like, oh, we can't get promoted, I'm going to take my tickets back and all that, save my money for Wembley or whatever. Yeah, that annoys me, because it's been the togetherness around the club this year has been amazing. And what if the players said, "Oh, we can't be bothered today," because the players who went out there today, okay, it was a bit disjointed, but there was no lack of effort, was there? What if they'd have gone out and said, "Oh, it's a nothing game, can't be bothered," and we get smashed 5-0 and there's 3,000 fans that paid good money? That would annoy. I think it's nuts. I feel embarrassed because I've had a bit of banter with some Middlesbrough fans, because obviously Middlesbrough's not as big as Nottingham, but their away support's pretty good. 5,000 today got smashed, and apparently there's tons outside trying to get into the home ends, even though they probably weren't going to make the playoffs. Meanwhile, we're going, okay, we weren't going for a promotion party, but just go and have a great day out watching our lads play. And, I've wanted to see the likes of Lorea and Panzer and have a look at them, and now I've had a look at them, and it was useful and nice. Didn't want to see Silver, if I'm honest, no offence, but and seeing Mighton getting minutes, I understand why the atmosphere was a bit flat at one point, and in some ways, Hull fans being Tim Pot helped raise the atmosphere by giving us stick. But the people who gave their tickets back for no reason, I don't like it. If you've got the money to go to Hull, thinking it's a promotion party, then you can find them. I don't want to criticise people, because if we get to Wembley, that's not going to be cheap. But Sheffield United tickets come out, I think they're 20 quid, aren't they? Or something.
20 quid, very cheap, very cheap.
Yeah, so I just don't get it. It's only up the road. It's a carload of people. It's not going to cost you too much. The train's relatively cheap. And people saying, "I've got a budget for this, I've got a budget for that." I bet they still go out tonight and have a few beers or whatever. I'll just... everyone's got different things. But...
Right, listen, Lee Tilson just mentioned, and Lee Tilson, I know your situation. I wasn't able to get up because you told me your situation for this, and I wasn't able to get, my opinion was people who brought tickets and then take him back because it was a meaningful game. This is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say, I said before at the start, I said, I'm not trying to disrespect people who had a valid reason. The reasons I'm saying.
The people who thought they were going to a promotion party, and because it didn't happen, they sent them back.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. I understand the frustration. I get it. Yeah.
So
I wasn't going either way. Whether we was getting promoted or not, I wasn't going to be there today because I couldn't do it. But
so maybe people got the reasons. But when you see on social media, like, I'm not going because we didn't get promoted against Bournemouth. That kind of reason was frustrating, because people want to go to United away. So many people messaging me today, "Oh, can you get me tickets, blah, blah, blah. Did you go to Hull today?" This is what it is. I'm a bit frustrated, but
somebody's commented about it's hard for people sometimes to deal with the disappointment of Bournemouth. Don't they think the people who went today were equally, if not more, disappointed? One of my mates, I won't name him because I don't want to embarrass him, but he's proper hardcore Forest, and he's someone that's a proper old-fashioned bloke. He admitted quietly that when he had tears on Tuesday night when no one was around, and he's a 40-odd-year-old guy who should know better and has been through it. But all this stuff. There's some comments there I just don't agree. You have to agree to disagree. Special.
Exactly. People,
They are entitled to their night out.
No, people have right.
They've made a choice.
This is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying everyone has their opinion. People will love it. People will hate it. I'm like, my point is, if people buy the ticket for today's game, thinking that if we beat Bournemouth, do you still think that we could? Would you still go to the whole game? This is what I'm trying to say. But now, people can disagree. It's fine. It's fine. People can disagree with me, Molo, the panel. It's fine. But my point is, there's so many people who wanted. Like one of my good friends. I'm not going to ask who it is. Got so upset he couldn't go to the whole game. But now, I think it was 800 tickets were sent back.
800
tickets.
The thing is, it's bad after requesting.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
After requesting
800
800 tickets were sent back. 800 tickets, and this is what I'm trying to say.
You can imagine that rabble down the road, how much fun they're having about that. Albeit, what I will say, my understanding is most of those 800 did get snapped up by other people who couldn't get them in the first place, who wanted to go, and also I got hold of a couple of spare tickets off people and sort of passed them on today to some people on the coach that we went on to. So I didn't see many empty seats in the way end, but I think it's poor. I mean,
Sorry, Ben. Go on.
Let's go. Carry on.
So I'll just give my opinion, right? Obviously, for someone who's living over about 200 miles away, right, who can't go to every game, I would break my right arm to go and watch Forest home and away, right, every week. But I can't because of how far I live away. But
that's a valid reason. But that's a valid reason. That's what.
Yeah, if you'd have bought a ticket for today, would you have sent it back?
Because what I'm trying to say is, right, now people take it for granted how lucky they are to go watch Forest and how close they are to a place like Hull, and they just go watch Forest play, right? Now, I agree with people like Lee, Tilson, who circumstances, I agree with that. Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
What I don't agree with is people just going, oh, we lost against Bournemouth, I can't be bothered to go. No.
This is what I'm trying to, and this is my point.
Go watch your club play. If you've committed
all 800 of them,
go watch your club play. End of. Because you know what's going to happen. We get to Wembley, and every fan in every club have got them.
They're going to jump on the bus, aren't they?
They jump on the bandwagon, never watch a game of football in their lives, and end up going to Wembley and going, I support Forest. No, you don't. You just out for a day out. When the true fans are being pushed out. So, no, it annoys me. I get really animated with this because I would do everything to watch Forest home and away, and I can't because how far I live away, and it would cost me an arm and a leg to travel up, every week. But that's what I'm trying to say. And that's what.
If 800 tickets were sent back, I didn't realise it was 800 tickets sent back. I bet you could add another 200 that have changed hands since, because I know lots of people who were trying to get tickets and managed to get them from people that decided not to go. That's 1,000 tickets roughly. And I hate to
bring it up, right? The Liverpool game, right? As soon as it was announced, right, Ben, wasn't it? You were like, "Wow, we got Liverpool." Next thing, I bet you had 1,000. You could have had 1,000 messages over and over again about tickets. That's the problem. It happens in every club. I'm not just saying, right? Plastic supporters are everywhere. But I feel it once you commit, unless it's something like Lee said, financially or something's happened personally, fair enough. But don't just go. That's the end of that. No, go watch Forest play. It doesn't matter. Go watch them.
I'm missing my point. Like I said, I'm not taking. Like I said, I see Lee's situation. I see people's comments as well. Like I said, the point was if you've got the ticket, Forest lose. I can't bother to go no more. We've got nothing to play for. People who can't afford it wish to go to Forest games. Give the ticket to someone else. Give it free. Give it to someone else. It's just good to have a good sport like that today. Like all season, it's been regardless the best sport I've ever seen since Steve Cooper's in. And people need to remember at the start of the season, like Stoke, look, like people in the comments, did you go Stoke City away? When I watched that game, I didn't want to go to that game. I don't want to go to no more games after watching Stoke City. But did I still go? Yes, I did.
Ben, let me tell you something. We get in the Premiership. If you can't take a loss now in the Championship against Bournemouth, we get in the Premiership. Get used to losing because it'll probably happen more often than not.
Exactly.
I know championship teams, but still, you know.
Like I said, but we're not having. I'm not having a go. It just got me angry when I saw people giving tickets away, and it was just poor. But it's each their own. Right, people. Like I said, I've got I'm not far. Where's he gone? Where's he gone? Stephen's gone. There's 125 people, 28 people. Thank you very much for coming on. I'm going to talk about the season, and I'm going to start with you, Lee. The season, like I said, we didn't expect this to be from where we started, from now, and people in the comments were how proud to be a Forest fan, because like I said, for the first 7 games, it was shocking, and we brought Cooper in, and everyone's seen it. How proud as a Forest fan to see what's happened?
Well, for me, when we looked at the start of the season, we had Houghton. I couldn't see anything other than relegation those first 7 games. Then I was wanting Eddie Howe, if I'm honest. Like, I didn't really know a great deal about Steve Cooper. I thought he played decent football for when Swansea gave us a bit of a kick in a couple of times. Then we got him. And I was thinking, right, he can. I'll settle for mid-table here. We'll do 4 teams. That's fine. Then we got closer. We got towards the playoffs. I thought, yeah, you never know. We might steal in 6th on the last day of the season. Then obviously to be fighting for 2nd. Okay, we didn't do it. And like everyone else, I was disappointed. But I have to say, I was still proud of the lads, everything they've done, and Cooper. And even the club, like the people behind the scenes for getting us there, because it's like a joint effort. It's a full team effort. It's not just the players on the pitch. It's all the preparation that people do to get them so they've got the energy to play on the pitch, the training, everything, the food they eat, the lot. So, you know, you've got to be proud, because we was expecting sort of relegation to just staying up, and that's what we thought, especially with Houghton. So, you know, there's no reason we can't finish this season on a high and go and finish it off. You know what I mean? And go with the heads held high and get us up. You know.
What do you think, Milo? Do you think like?
Yeah, can I just unpick your question slightly and say, right, when we was crap and down the bottom end of League One, I was still proud to be a Forest fan and a Forest supporter everywhere I went. Do you know what I mean? What I think the question I'm answering is how proud am I of the current team and what they're doing and the manager? Because that badge, we know what it means to us, and I'm always proud. Even if we're utterly crap and we lost 5-0 every week, like when we were at League One, lost to Oldham 5-0, I was still proud to be a Forest fan.
Yeah.
But this team, taking your question how I'm reading it, so proud of these boys. At Bournemouth, I was proud of them because they gave everything. They just like kind of got out. I mean, crikey, the £28 million striker they had, and then they bring on a £5 million striker and a £15 million left back. I know it's not just about money. Bournemouth, a proper manager would have got Bournemouth promoted months ago or ages ago. They are a very, very, very good side with very, very good squad, and I think we matched them in that first half. Didn't take the chance. Didn't get the rub of the green with the lino. And I even said at half time, and I was like, I think we might have missed our chance here because as crap as their manager is, those quality of players at half time, and they go, lads, we've got away with one there. Let's do what we can do second half and be the team we can be. And they were. I cannot tell you how proud I am of these boys. I love watching them. I love the fact that other clubs like watching us now. You know, they like talk about what a great team we are, how great it is to watch, how good the young lads are, and all that sort of thing. But well, proud of them, and I hope we get looted in the fine comments. And yeah, proud of the badge. The only little tiny glitch that we need to sort out with the club is, I hate saying it, but some of the things coming out of the ticket office generally unreal. Like a friend of mine's tickets for Bournemouth. You know what I'm talking about. Someone lives very near you, Ben, whose tickets didn't get to Bournemouth and stuff like that. And they said, we might have posted them. And then it was, we might have posted them to the wrong. It was unreal. And I was like, I've had it before. Funnily enough, it was Bournemouth a few years ago under Stuart Pearce. I was supposed to pick my tickets up at the ground. I get there and they never heard of me. But luckily back then, we didn't have quite so many people following. I managed to buy I had to pay twice, get another set of tickets for me and my lad. Nuts. Yeah, could not be prouder of these boys. Whether we go up or not, whatever happens, they've done us absolutely proud, particularly, like you said, about the start of the season when we're playing absolutely terrible football, toxic atmosphere. Unreal what he's done. All down to Cooper, to be fair.
What about you, Stephen? Do you echo what Marlo says?
Yeah, 100%. And I was listening to TalkSport the day, and Danny Murphy, he says something which is correct actually about people who support their teams. You can have a good team on a pitch, but if you like your team, it makes a big difference as well. It's liking your team, and I like this team. You can have a really good team on the pitch, but I know something really stupid, but you may not like them as well. You know what I mean? It's just something about this team that we like. Someone mentioned earlier about togetherness. It just feels together, and we haven't had that for such a long time. And you can pin it on one guy, is Cooper. He's just grabbed that club by the scruff of the neck, and he's just gone, right, no fussing, just get on with it, knuckle down. And he's made us like our team again. And under Houghton, and maybe under the previous managers, we never really liked our team, did we? We just didn't want to, and that's no offence against the players on the pitch, it's just the way they're being managed. But now we turn up every week, and we just love watching our team. And it just feels together. The fans and the players are just, you see, like even you, Ben, being a fanboy, meeting the players coming out after the game, being starstruck and all that, Like I was, coming from the Swansea game last week, right? Just outside on the Trent Bridge, got them satellites by there, and I was parked up, and this massive Range Rover drove past me, right, higher than my car, and I looked in, and it was Samba, right, and I was just beeping really aggressively on my. And he just looked at me, and he just stuck his thumb up. Just things like that, and it's just, you just love, just that connection, It's just, because I remember years ago driving on the same bridge, and Nathan Tyson was parked up next to me, and this is going back, obviously, when Nathan Tyson played for us. But it just feels the players and the fans are connected. I just hope it continues now. And I just hope that if we don't go up, I just hope we don't lose that. Because it's going to be toxic then online, do you know what? I even heard, not much, but mutterings after the Bournemouth game. Is Cooper, is he a bottler? I'm like, because you know what it is?
Idiot.
He's bottled it twice in 2 years for Swansea.
You can't win them all, though, can you? For God's sake.
It's going to be third time lucky. Come on. You've got to
Didn't he lose in the semi-final? Then he lost in the final, so now he's due to take it that next step, isn't he? Can I just add to what Steve just said about liking and loving a team? I think, and you'll know this, Ben, as well, being local, there's a real buzz in the city about the team as well. And it was sounds dead little, on Friday, I managed to get away from work early and pick up my lad from his little junior school. And as I'm coming out, there was a load of probably, I don't know, about 9-10-year-old lads. I could hear them, and this kid was going, "Yeah, I'm getting a season ticket next year, hopefully, whatever, even if we don't go up." And then they started singing. They started singing the "Miss Rolling In from the Trent." These little lads, I thought, brilliant. I'm sick of seeing Man United shirts or whatever around the place. Yeah, and I just love it. And my youngest, he's been to a couple of games now, and his mates at school are all into it. And then the young lad over the road, I've seen him in a Man United top previously. Now he's obsessed with Forest. I'm loving it. It's getting the youngsters back in. Absolutely brilliant. And I think that buzz around the city, around the team, I've not experienced that for a long time. I'm talking decades. I don't remember.
It's a totally different feeling, isn't it, Marlo? Totally different. I'm a lifelong Forest fan, born 1980. I just literally miss most of the glory years. And I can't remember feeling like this. Maybe a little bit with Billy Davis, but this is even more.
What about Frank Clark, though? Frank Clark, people forgetting Frank Clark.
I was a bit young, though, weren't I? I'm only a little bit older than you, Ben. So
I'd say the togetherness thing, I don't think we've had that since Paul Hart. Yeah. Billy Davis was a very, very good manager, but he didn't bring the club together. If anything, he divided it.
Billy Davis just
brought
together
And I agree, Frank Clark before, and obviously Cloughie. But since I can't remember anything like this since Paul Hart.
People in the comments, what do you think? Like I said, it's been, like I said, we're in the playoffs. I can't believe we've seen this. We've got Sheff United next Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, people in the comments, are you going to the game? Marlo, are you going to the game?
Let me think. It's more a case of what time do I get there.
I can't wait.
How early do I want to get to Sheffield, and how that sort of thing. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. We're definitely going to the game. Obviously, I've already got people saying, "Oh, can you get an extra ticket? So I'm basically trying to get
the best. Right, the best thing. Right, all I'm going to say is right. The best thing to do is get your own ticket and sort your own yourself out.
Yeah, mine and Ellie's ticket will be sorted.
That's all I'm going to say. My friend Gary sorted my. We've got my group and he sorted my ticket out. So that's what it is. Think about yourself and don't if you can promise someone else get a ticket, then it is what it is. But give it to a true Forest fan.
First and foremost, me and Ellie.
Give it to a Forest fan that not just going for just I don't know.
I'm not going on Saturday. It's because it's Dave's wedding and it kicks off at 3:00.
Lee, I've been there, Lee.
And get Sky on my phone or something and kind of watch it with the sound off.
Lee, I've been there. As Guy, I know you're watching Guy. It was his wedding, and I think it was Forest playing Blackpool. Chris Cohen scored. I had the headphones in my ears when he scored. I was like, "Come on!" And my brother and his wife looked at me like, "What are you doing that for?" I said,
"I've got my home ticket though. I'm going to I've already paid for that. I've got it. I just can't get to the away one because I'm at the wedding. Kicks off at the same time.
Get a ticket. Who's having your ticket?
I ain't got the away one.
I've got a super chat, and it's from Kieran. Thank you, Kieran, for this. Guys, who's going to Wednesday to Old Trafford? I'm going. Who's going on Wednesday? You go, Marlo, or Lee? Is anyone going?
No, I'm at work. Yeah.
Okay,
I live too far.
You live too far. I am going.
I sometimes feel a bit weird watching.
I'm going because I've never been to Old Trafford before, so I am going. I'm going with.
You're not.
I've never been to Old Trafford. No, I said it's the same situation with Wembley. I've never been to Wembley. I'm not going there till Forest get there. So
wow.
So I'm not going to Wembley till Forest get there. So
I always forget I'm that little bit older where I used to think Wembley was just where I went every year a couple of times. They went to Old Trafford expecting to win.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like I said, I'm going to
and have my mum's car stolen.
So yes, I said I am going to Old Trafford on Wednesday. I'm meeting my new fans, quite a few more my new fans as well before the game. So yeah, I am gonna vlog it, talk to my new fans, talk to Forest fans, and it's gonna be a good day. Nearly I was done. So like people will say it's been a crazy season. I started rubbish, ended fantastic. But last but not least, I'm going to give everyone's opinion. Can we do it? Can we beat Sheff United or whoever? So I'm going to start with you, Lee. Can we do it?
As it says, we can do it. Of course we can. Look, if someone had said to us at the start of the season, you can be in the playoffs and you can play Sheffield United, you'd have snapped their hand off it, especially with that start. We should just be happy we're in it because it's been a hell of a long time. But the team we've got, everyone should be fearing us. If we get Davies back, get maybe 1 or 2 injuries back, I can't see anyone who can stop us. Not going forward. It's a bigger pitch, especially Wembley itself. It's a bigger pitch. We've got the pace. We can pass the ball around. We can spray it around. Why can't we win it? I hate to be that Liverpool fan that always goes, "It's our year, it's our year." But it just feels different this year. There's just that different feeling to other times. So yeah, we can do it, 100%.
Steve, can we do it?
Yeah, 100%. And it's funny what Lee just said there. And I think 99% of us Forest fans now, and I think it's just a football mentality. We're quick enough to worry about other teams, but we have to remember how dangerous we are. Because I think it's just a football mentality. Sometimes we dread, like, who have they got? Who's their danger man? We've got to forget how dangerous we are. And we've got to make them shit themselves as well. Not just worry about them. We've got to worry about ourselves. And I from a personal standpoint, I got to get our mindset now all week thinking how good we are, not thinking how good they can potentially be. And I think as long as we go in with that mentality, yes, okay, be wary of them because they are a decent side. But we've got to remember how far we've come from the beginning of the season. And I read a stat earlier. I think no other manager's done what Cooper's done in the fact where we were after 7 games bottom. Because not even Roy Keane, when he got Sunderland up, I think he took them over earlier than Cooper did. So, yeah, like Lee said, I would have bitten your hand off. I would have bitten your hand off even with top 10, let alone playoffs.
We should be happy. Exactly.
Come on. Do you know what? Like, again, yes, Bournemouth was disappointed, but come on, like, we were bottom after that Houghton, debacle, and now we just missed out 45 minutes, from taking it to the last day. It's just, we've got to have some perspective as far as fans, We know. Come on, we can do it. 100%. To answer your question, Ben, I know I'm diverting a bit there, but of course we can do it. Of course we can. Just go there, get a result. Even if they do nick it 1-0, I'm confident we go back to the City ground and smash them.
That's what Lee's Molly. I said, let me flip it to Molly. I said, we've got a strong side, and where do you think the weaknesses? Like today, it was Lolle. Yeah, he played left back, and Colback. He's been fantastic for us. But where do you think the weaknesses that other teams can exploit Forest?
I think the only way they can exploit Forest is if we beat ourselves. I really do, because what the other two lads have said about we're dangerous going forward, we've got that spot on, 100%. But what they didn't mention and would have probably got around to is, as well as that, we've got the Great Wall of Nottingham at the back, haven't we? Them three playing. Who would want to play against them three in any division, let alone this division? And the only thing Sheffield United got going for them is experience. They might try and old manners a little bit, a bit like go down the dark arts route because they can't outplay us. They're that sort of club, so it wouldn't be a surprise. But I just don't see it. They've got no pace. That Gibbs, what's his name, is a good player, to be fair.
We can mark him out
pace.
the
They've got no.
He always goes past Forest.
Real thing. They got very.
Mark him out of the game.
I don't see it.
You can do it to Mitrovic. You can do it to him.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is my thing. I think you say, how can I exploit? What is our weakness? I genuinely don't think we've got a specific weakness if we're at full strength at the back. Of course, I'd love a fully firing Davis, but equally, Surridge was superb against Swansea. He looked really good when he came on today. Yeah, he struggled against Bournemouth, but then he was up against good centre halves, really good centre halves. To be fair, I just think, if we play our game, we win it. If we get dragged down to their level, then it gets a bit tougher. That's all it comes down to for me. If we do what we can do, then we'll be all right. But
can I just say one quick thing as well? Or if we
happened with Luton, we needed to make sure when they played well, we got up to their level, and we struggled in that second half. And there's nothing to be ashamed of, because we should have first half. I think I'm right in saying isn't VAR in both legs as well, so I haven't got to worry about as much about the sort of substandard ref.
Can I just say? Sorry.
I don't want to. I'm not normally like everyone else. I'm not normally one who's overconfident, but I genuinely feel we've got all the tools to do the job if we use them properly.
Can I just say one quick thing as well about the playoffs? Is as well, I'm going to tell every single young Forest fan out there, even if we do go there and get a result, it's not over, because these are the playoffs. No. Even if we go there and win 2, maybe 3-0, knowing from experience, I'm not trying to be negative, but going back over time, we all know it's playoffs.
It doesn't matter what the other score is, as long as we're not losing. Win each game, go to win it.
Win each game
at a time.
But what I'm saying is, even if we do go there and win, it's not over, because these are the playoffs. They will come to the City ground with nothing to lose but everything to gain, and we just got to see, like Lee, 100% right, Lee, just win every game.
It only takes something like a red card to change everything, no matter what lead you've got. You know what I mean? Something silly to happen.
And
so never take it for granted.
If they do nick it 1-0, that's why I'm going back to what I said earlier in the video, is that I'm confident if they do nick it 1-0, we can go back to the City ground, get an early goal, and just push on, because we can back ourselves at our own ground.
100%. Right.
It's tight. I think we have to accept it'll be tight. Playoffs are usually, because you've got good quality teams, a lot of tension, a lot of, apart from the Leicester Cup match, which was a surprise, it's like a cup match. and all our cup matches were tight, apart from Leicester because they were garbage and we smashed them. But we've got what we need to do, and I feel we've got the mentality as well.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Yeah.
Right, it's been a good show. Thank you for the 119 people that took the time to come watch this last review show of the league season. It's been a pleasure. I want to say thank you everyone for that has watched me from the start of the season, from the first 7 games everyone was just depressed, and since Steve Cook's come in, everyone's been jolly, and like I said, something that we were never going to forget. But shout out to, like I said, to everyone that took the time, and as well to Mollo, Lee, Stephen, everyone, and even Ellie's not here today. Thank God, because she would have actually hammered me. Because
I did want to ask you, Mr. Dore, where did you say we were going to finish some time ago?
I ain't got a clue.
15th, was it?
15th.
I said second, and I was wrong. What did Ellie say?
I can't remember. Right, she said 4.
Where did we finish today?
She said 4. Ellie said 4. I'm like I said, I'm so sorry, Ellie. Make sure everyone subscribe. Follow Ella.
You asked what she'd been drinking when she said that.
I can't remember. People look back on it. I can't remember. And Johnny Owen said something as well to me. He said, it is what it is. But I do apologise, El, for doing that.
I think he's putting it on Talk Sport, isn't he?
Who's that?
Johnny Owen's going to put your clip on Talk Sport, I think.
No, he's not. No, he's damn not. There's no chance. Do not put that. I'll message him now. There's no chance. Right. It's been a pleasure, people. Thank you very much for everyone that's like took part. My vlog will be at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'm doing another show tomorrow as well at 8 o'clock. I'm going to do something different tomorrow. If any Forest fan that wants to come on, 5 minutes, talk about how you're feeling about the season, Steve Cooper, who's your best player, who's your worst player, message me on Twitter or Instagram. I'll get you on the show. I don't know who's going to be with me. It'll be someone. So if you want to come on the show, talk about Forest, and we can. It's going to be like an important 7 days against Sheff United. I can't wait. I'm really excited. Like I said, I wanted Sheff United, and we got them. So, well, let me before we go. Is anyone going to be nervous? Is everyone going to be nervous?
It's the playoffs. There's going to be a little bit of nerves because our record's poor. But like I say, we've got to be the 12th man, haven't we? We've got to back the team, even if it's not going our way. We've got to be vocal and support them and let them know we're there.
Do you know, right? The playoffs are horrific, right? But in some ways, when you're right in the depth of the playoffs, when you're like into the second leg, and you're just thinking, you know what? I'd rather just the top 3 go up and forget about this because my nerves are shot.
Not now.
Not now, no. But the nerves, like going back to them playoffs over time, it's just horrific. I can't.
It's time to change it, though.
The nerves will build up as the week wears on, and I think one thing we've learned as a set of supporters is I think Steve alluded, it's never over. It's a bit like a test match where you go session by session. You can win 3 of the halves and mess it all up in one half, as we know better than most.
Blackpool, what happened there?
Yeovil, Blackpool, Sheffield United.
Thing is, they're that long ago, you can't even say it will stand us in good stead because they're that long ago. If it was last season and we'd lost like that, you'd go, well, at least we've got the experience from last season. It's a clean slate. We've got to see it like that. We can't hold
Didn't
on
involve any of these players, did it? So
we can't hold on to the past. We've got people like Cook. Cook's had the experience of getting promoted like this.
Yeah.
You seen him the other day against Bournemouth. He was immense. He brings a wealth of experience, which is what we need for the playoffs. 100%.
100%. Right. I'm getting going. People, like I said, my vlog's at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to do a show tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And like I said, if any Forest fan that wants to come on my show, message me on Instagram, email me, whatever you got. So like I said, it's going to be a massive 7 days for Forest. I'm doing a vlog on Wednesday for the Man United thing as well. Like I said, it's been a pleasure. It's been fantastic. It's been emotional. We've had the highs, we've had the lows, but yeah, we can do it. I think we can do it. We can. Like I said, we've got to believe. I mentioned like on social media, people saying, "Oh, we've had our fair share. We've had our highs. It's time to go low." And I thought, should I respond to that person? Nah, because I'm not going to stick low and respond to someone negative on social media because we're Nottingham Forest. We're in the playoffs. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. I think, and we can do it. We can do it. We just got to, all the fans, we just got to believe we can do it. So, but yeah. So
just that comment, can I just respond to Vicky? Possession isn't everything. Everything. Look at Swansea. They had all the possession. We smashed 5 goals by them. Don't worry about it. It's all part of the game plan.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
There's another question. Sorry. Did you upload the Kevin Campbell that anyway? I did. Because the Wi-Fi wasn't good. But I did do an interview with Kev on a Friday. So if you want to watch that, it was me, Malcolm, and Des. We did an interview at the ground, so it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Because Molo, you met Kev, didn't you, Molo, on a Saturday?
My son's hero. Yeah, he's my little boy's hero. I told you, I said to him at the end of the game, did you enjoy it? Yeah. I said, so who's your favourite player now? Thinking he'd say Sam Surridge with all his goals, because he was sat in the family bit, my lad, with my wife at the end of the goals. I like Kevin Campbell best because he signed my hat. He loves it.
Quality, though.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah.
He's a legend. Kevin Campbell's a legend, man. So if you want to see the interview, I did the interview last week. Go and check it out. It was fantastic. Right, I'm going to go. Vlog's out at 10 o'clock. Like I said, if you want to come on the show, message me, email me a lot, and talk about Forest and about your opinion about everything. Panel, thank you very much, panel. If you are new to my channel, please do hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you soon. And hopefully, when is the final? 29th of May? 27th of May. We're in the Premier League. Peace and love, everyone. And up the Forest.
All the best, lads.